Welcome to the Blessed by the Bay podcast, where we bridge the gap between college campus ministry and the real world through a Catholic lens. The Blessed by the Bay podcast is brought to you by Phoenix Catholic, a Catholic campus ministry at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay. I think my voice cracked a little bit at the beginning.
Oh, that's okay. It happens.
I was just really excited.
I'm so excited.
Happy 4th of July.
4th of July. Well, technically, isn't it it's the 7th, but oh, well, I guess when this comes out,
in
I don't know what
podcast
time.
world, we're still celebrating the 4th of July.
That's very true. I feel like you can never stop, celebrating America either way, but the 4th of July, I feel like that's a, weekend into the week type of thing, and especially this year, it's 250 years. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Did you see that our country decided to do a time capsule?
I saw that on Instagram, but I was like, okay, is this AI?
No,
or
it's
is this
real.
Actually a real thing?
It's real, and it's kind of stupid because here's why. They put a bunch of dumb things in there. They asked each state to provide something, I think. And
Each
they were
state?
yeah, I think
Whoa.
so. And instead of doing something cool, they did a bunch of states provided documents from certain governors or whatever.
Really?
And I feel like it's dumb because all that stuff will be digital. And it's not like they wrote it out like the Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
In my opinion, they should have done, Wisconsin should have provided some cheddar that would have been aged. I don't know if I would have eaten it, but it still would have been way cooler.
Way cooler.
Or, I don't know, New York could have provided a piece of a digital screen from Times Square. I don't know, think a little bit outside the box.
That is really cool. That's a good idea.
Is it just me that,
No.
why did none of them have creativity in what they provided?
I agree with your opinion there because I did see they put, the new Apple, I don't even know what number we're on now, but 17?
iPhone?
iPhone? Apple
I think
iPhone.
17 sounds right.
It was 17 or something. And then I saw they put, what did they put some historical stuff in there. And then, I don't know, some jewels and I don't know.
Okay.
I saw some, historical, remnant. Oh, one was from the Wright brothers, a piece of their, plane or something.
Okay, that's actually
fabric.
really cool.
Yeah, that was in there. And they had
That's
a few
really cool.
things, but I was just very intrigued by what they put in the time capsule. And I'm curious to see, who decided to put these things in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought from what I saw, which I could be wrong, that each state was supposed to provide something.
Really?
And some states maybe have done maybe made better choices than others.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because that would have been cool if it was, I don't know. I was surprised by the stuff they put in. I was like, this is the best we can do, America.
Right,
250
exactly.
years.
I saw a video and the
I don't
comments
know.
were funny. They're like, are we going to have a country in 250 years? Because I think they're supposed to take it out at 500.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be beyond us, so
That's
I guess
true.
it doesn't matter, but it's just kind of interesting. So
Mm-hmm.
happy 4th of July. Happy 250 to
July.
the USA.
Whoop, whoop. Glad the Founding Fathers got together and we broke up with the Brits.
Yeah,
So
I guess
we're
so.
done.
I also saw, quick side note, that I shouldn't have even said this because I don't know what I'm talking about, but that one of the original founders was Catholic. I forget which one.
Oh, well, I saw on Instagram the other day too that I don't know what the sentence is. I think it's in the Declaration of Independence. Is they talk about faith. It's one of the first, which it is all in those documents I know,
Right.
and a lot of them believed in a higher power and of God and stuff. But I think there was a statement that is the first few sentences of it, and people, I don't know, the person who posted on Instagram was all these people are against stuff with the country, but Jesus was part of the Founding Fathers when
Right.
they first started. So I thought that was really cool. I have to look more into that.
Yeah,
But-
no, for sure. This country was definitely founded on religious freedom for sure, whether it was some Catholicism,
Yeah.
it wasn't like we were founded as a Catholic country, but
Yeah.
you know what? Luckily for us,
This
there's
year.
lots of Catholicism, and eventually the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay was born, which then means that Phoenix Catholic Campus Ministry was born.
Wow. That was...
Isn't that a way?
I'm not going to lie. I got kind of confused where you were going with that. And I was like, wow. I mean, that's totally true. There was a lot of years in between there, but
Right.
a lot.
And here I go again. So we have Phoenix Catholic. Also in between then, there were saints.
Yes.
And speaking of which, we're going to be talking about where we think saints, Catholic saints, canonized saints in the Catholic Church, would have been if they were students or faculty or just people on UWGB's campus.
Ooh.
So this is kind of weird, but it just let us indulge a little bit. I hope you enjoy what we think. If you don't know our campus, it won't make sense, but hopefully it'll be at least entertaining. If you do know the campus of UWGB, this will be interesting. And maybe in the comments, you can weigh in on if you agree or not.
Yes, please do weigh in on the comments. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, or even tell us like your favorite saint or a cool fact about some of these we talk about. But I'm pretty pumped because, I don't know, this is an interesting topic. I will say when you brought it up, I was like, okay. And then I'm like, while we were creating these, I was like, wow, this is going to be good. It'll be good.
All right, I'll start us off here. Saint Sebastian, he probably would have been at the Crest Center. The Crest Center is where athletics, the gym, weightlifting, all that stuff happens there. Mm-hmm. Kind of obviously, he is the patron saint of athletes. I think this is a basic one to start. We probably would have found him there.
Yes. I feel as if, too, that Sebastian would be, I don't know, I could see him just, like, hanging out with the power lifters and trying to just, like, help them get their gains on and get, like, bigger weights more and more on, like, their benches or lifts, and just kind of giving some advice. So.
Yeah, he'd be spotting everyone.
Yeah, he would be a good spotter. That would be interesting.
I would ask him to spot me.
Okay, so I think, this is personally, I've learned a lot about this one recently, and she's become one of my favorites, and I'm very sad that I haven't learned about her before now. But Saint Therese of Lisieux would be laying in the wildflowers of the Keith Prairie handing out roses. I think she'd probably most likely be there around golden hour, when the sun's setting and there's a lot of pretty, well, not pretty, because pollen's not pretty, but when pollen glows in, like, the sunlight, and it just kind of seems very, like, mystical, like, pretty out. I don't know.
I just don't like pollen because I have allergies, but but yeah, it could be beautiful.
But I could see her chilling there.
I was going to ask you, where the heck is the Keith Prairie?
Okay.
Is that like the flower gardens that are like between the Crest and Mac?
Yes, those flower gardens there, and then over by the environmental science buildings and stuff.
Right between there.
Yes.
And there's kind of like a trail and there's a little arch.
Mm-hmm. Yep, right there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My family would do bike rides over there, and it's just really pretty, especially at golden hour. That's why I thought she would be chilling there, probably just laying in the flowers and then popping out to give people roses and stuff.
Right.
She would have been
journaling.
Yeah, journaling too.
That's pretty fitting.
Yeah.
I think that St. Francis Xavier would have been everywhere. What do I mean by that? I think he would have been everyone's campus celebrity. Mm-hmm. Like, the concept of a campus celebrity is like the person you see everywhere, but you have no clue who they are. Like, you see someone after the same class every Thursday or something. St. Francis Xavier would have been that for many people because he was a missionary. So, and he's actually my confirmation saint.
Oh,
and
no
he's
way.
the patron saint of the Diocese of Green Bay. So he's just kind of everywhere.
That was
he would have been trying to evangelize. He would have been popping up. He kind of would have probably been annoying in that way, but you need to be if you're trying to evangelize.
Yes, that is very true. Very true. You got to be adamant about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so St. Joseph, he would probably be the friendly mentor, I think, hanging out in the wood shop or the theater scene shop, if you know what that is. I think he'd be helping students, like, just measure and cut wood and honestly probably just getting splinters out of their fingers and stuff. I think he would be giving off, like, a good dad energy vibe. Like, when a lot of people come to, like, a scene shop or just you're working with power tools and stuff, it's very scary and not their normal environment. So I feel like he'd be very chill and just encouraging and a good friend.
I agree. I mean, he was spiritual father. He is spiritual father for all of us.
Yep.
Raised Jesus.
And a carpenter. So he knows the tools. He knows the trick. So
yeah,
I think he'd have good pointers.
He would. I would trust him. I love St. Joseph. I love all these saints, but like St. Joseph is a special place in my heart. Mm-hmm. Moving on. St. Joan of Arc. She would have been on the Arboretum trails at 2 a.m. Like every once in a while I meet someone on campus and they're like, yeah, I just go for walks in the middle of the night. And I think those are the kind of people that just need some alone time. And St. Joan of Arc was pretty adamant about like, she talked about like, well, it's okay to be alone and alone with God, that's important. And so if you're not always with friends or if you're in a period where you don't have as many friends, that's okay. And so she would have been on the Arboretum trails in her thoughts, doing her own thing.
She's just an amazing woman.
Right.
I didn't know much about her. Well, I grew up reading about her, but I don't think I took it I didn't really dive deep into it, or it kind of just went over my head.
Right.
But until actually I met you and you were like, this is one of my favorite saints. And
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, what did she do? And then I read a bit about her.
Yes.
And she was like an amazing woman. Like, honestly, she was crazy.
Yeah, she like had these visions, and was kind of, she knew that she had to get involved with the 100 Years' War and help
Yes,
France to
I
kind
think
of,
so. France, yes.
yeah, to kind of keep gaining on their, on the war so that they could keep their independence. And so she kind of helped in some like historic battles, I think. So
Yes.
to kind of sum it
She
up.
was like a cool knight.
Yeah. And then she
That
was,
just amazes
of course, martyred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a woman back then, too,
Right.
she was
She
a
defied odds.
powerhouse.
Yeah. Right.
So I like her. She would be cool. I'd go check her out on campus if she was there.
Yeah.
Well, she probably is in spirit, but.
Yeah.
Okay, so St. Peter, he's a cool guy. I think he would be having great theological discussions in the Mac and handing out Jesus fish bumper stickers. Do you know what those are called? The Jesus fish. Do you see them
There's
on
a
cars?
name?
Yeah, I looked it up. It's I cannot say it. It starts with an I, and it's like different letters of like Jesus's name, and like it has like a theological background, I think, to it. I could not say it, so I wasn't gonna try. But you know the Jesus symbol, the Jesus fish symbol.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know there's a, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I think
have
there's
to
a
look
name
this
to
up.
it, but I think he'd be handing those out to students so they can put on their cars, and probably getting up early with the biology fish majors and going out on the bay and probably going fishing. But then I think you'd also be just spreading the gospel and catching fish. And then I think you'd be pretty amazed during sturgeon spearing during the wintertime on the bay. I don't think he would have ever thought that was a thing, like these humongous fish. So.
Right. I wonder if, I don't know about like, we need to ask Caddison, our fish expert. Like, would have there been sturgeon in the area that he was fishing?
Probably not. Oh, no. Probably not.
Yeah.
No, they had a lot. Well, I think they had their own kind of versions of fish, but not sturgeon. Those are more native over here, I think.
Okay. I wonder what fish were native to that area.
Yeah, that's a good point. Or
Yeah.
what type of species and
What were they
family.
catching?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he'd be pretty cool. Like, wow, people take ice shacks out on the bay and you spear fish. I think he'd
Right.
be amazed by that. And
He'd
then
find
with
it
that,
cool.
I think he'd just have really good discussions with students and stuff. But
Yeah, I hope all the Saints would, honestly.
yeah.
Maybe some of them wouldn't. Like, maybe some of them would be doing great things, but would be more like introverted and wouldn't want to talk. I don't know.
Yeah. Good point.
But probably not St. Peter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, next, this one is, definitely good for college students to ask for his intercession. St. Joseph of Cupertino. I think he's the patron saint of like test takers, but was it him or someone else who's even like patron saint of like aviation flying? I can't remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I forget the connection of like his background, but for
Wow.
sure I can say test takers. He would have been at the Coffin Library, of course. I think it's that. Oh yeah, he miraculously passed his ordination exam, even though he wasn't maybe as smart naturally, is what I was reading about him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would have been at the Coffin Library. I'm sure, just like all of us, he would have been sad that the Coffin Library will be kiboshed soon.
I know.
He would have been
Insane.
standing at the top of it, like, you're going to have to go through me, but I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
have to find a new spot in the,
New spot.
what's it called?
The new like learning center they're putting up.
Yeah, the STEM Innovation Center.
I don't know
that
what
might
the
not
name
be
of
right.
it is. Yeah, it's
Something like
the
that.
new library, but I know they're trying to have more community aspect to it, I think. But I am kind of sad about the library being torn down
Because it's
huge
so
and
tall.
It's beautiful.
So you can see it even like if you're at Bay Beach on like the
Yeah.
big Ferris wheel, you can see it. You can see it over a lot of places in Green Bay. So
Yes.
you're probably not going to be able to see the new one because it's not going to be 8 floors.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Well,
R.I.P.
I don't know. Ask for St. Joseph of Cupertino's prayers or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be able to stay. But
No, and it's got like supposedly bricks are falling.
Oh,
and it's got
right.
sepsis or is it sepsis or septis? the stuff they would
This is
have
a term I've
inside. No, you don't know?
Asbestos?
Oh my goodness.
I was like, McKella, sepsis? This is.
That's like the disease
I was
in the
about
blood.
to say, can buildings get sepsis like
No.
humans?
No.
You're good. I was like, this is funny. The
Wow.
building probably is going into its version of sepsis. It's about to.
Yeah, that's very true.
Bricks are falling.
See,
it's not
that's
in good
where
condition.
I was going with it, okay?
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, moving on for that rough one. That was my bad, people. Okay, Saint Cecilia. She would be found throughout the Weiner. I think she'd be just chilling in the seats, probably on stage too. Oh, the stage is beautiful with the lights in there. It is humongous. I don't think people realize how gorgeous it is.
It's a hidden
but
gem.
It is a
You would
hidden
not
hidden
believe the
gem.
way it looks. It's incredible.
No.
It looks
From the outside, it's
It's
just
like,
a
eh.
brick building. It's like, eh. But when you go inside, like the red seats,
Fabulous.
the beautiful lights,
massive.
the tiers of like seats, and oh, it's gorgeous. I'm kind of biased because I like theaters, but I think it's pretty gorgeous one around here. Maybe even better than PAC. I don't know. That's just my personal
No, I
take.
agree. I'm sad that I'm not even a musical person, but I'm sad that they lost the partnership or
Yeah.
let it go with, like Broadway shows.
Yeah,
I know
they
they
only
have
have
some,
some here and there, but it's only like a 1-day thing.
Yeah.
They don't really do a whole weekend like the PAC does. I think they used to, but not anymore. And they don't do even like, or at least on their big stage, they don't do student productions. They just do it in their smaller theaters.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because it has 2 other theaters in there, if you didn't know.
Right.
But yeah, I think St. Cecilia would be in there. And then also like in the makeup rooms downstairs, there's a lot of dressing rooms and hidden like hallways and stuff. I think she'd be in there and probably just remind the theater kids and people over there that there's more to life than the worldly things and belongings here on earth, because that's what she's kind of known for. And also, I know she's like the patron saint of music and stuff, and I was kind of diving deeper into her, and I thought maybe she played an instrument or sang and stuff, but it's actually because on her wedding day she's known to have sang like Inside Her Heart just for God.
Oh,
Like it was
wow.
so like they had like their own instrumental people there for the wedding, but then and there was like a lot of commotion. I don't know the whole story, but she was kind of just like seemed to be very inside her heart, had Jesus very profoundly, and so she's known for singing Inside Her Heart to Jesus on her wedding day. Yeah, she's got a
That's
cool
really
story.
I'll have
Yeah.
to read more up on her.
Mm-hmm.
The next one of my personal favorites, I probably would say this about so many, but seriously. St. Augustine, he would have been, okay, based off of his past of like, having a sinful past, sins of the flesh, and just completely turning away from the faith. He would have been in the Phoenix Club. He probably would have lived in Roy Downham his freshman year. He would have been on the front lines, like trying to help others convert. He was a bishop, so he was with the masses trying to,
Yes.
share the love of Christ with others. So I think he would have been helping some of those who are farthest from Christ on UWGB's campus.
I agree. I think you would be in Roy. Not trying to call out that building,
But there's just
that building is just, okay, if you know, you know. But
Yeah.
that building is just, as a freshman year dorm, it's one of the biggest ones. And it's just kind of runs wild,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that place is awake all
It's like that
hours of the
crazy
day.
cousin
Yeah.
that's just running wild. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pray for everyone living there. I'm not calling all these people sinful people, but
No, but-
there's
I think it was great that you put St. Augustine there, too.
Yeah.
That was a good idea.
yeah.
Okay, moving on to St. Anthony. As you don't know, or if you know, we have a chapel on campus, St. Anthony Chapel. And I think he would just be in his own chapel, honestly. Like, I think he'd be in the woods around there.
Right.
And then I think he would be trying to scare students walking
I
around
was
at
about to
1
say,
a.m.
He would pop out.
Yeah, he would just be like hidden, and then people would be walking on the trail and going to the chapel, and he would just pop out and scare them.
St. Joan of Arc would just like give him a glare and keep walking.
I agree. Yes, I think he'd be a cool guy. But
Yeah, no, that's. If you haven't seen the chapel, go find it. It's really hard
It's
to
really
find,
pretty.
actually. So go find it.
it is kind of
It's
hard
really
to
cool.
find. I didn't find it probably until honestly, later in college life at Green Bay. I always heard things about it, but never actually have been there.
It's a hidden gem, and Father
is.
Kevin, our campus priest, his family kind of helps upkeep it,
Yeah.
which is really cool because they were like the
Yes.
ones who built it way back.
Yes. So
super
it's great
cool.
connections.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one, St. Lawrence. If you don't know, he's the one, he was martyred, and when they were burning him alive, and he famously said, all right, I'm done on this side. Flip me over.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was going to put him down, but I didn't know.
Yeah. So
Yes.
he would have been, in my opinion, the person who was just in the student union all the time. You know, kind of the heart of campus, seeing a lot of students. You know, the Cloud Lounge, the Phoenix Club, Einstein Bagels.
Cloud Lounge.
He would have been wanting to, you know, engage in conversation with anyone who was around, I think, based off the fact that he was martyred. He obviously wasn't scared or ashamed of his faith.
Yes.
And so also I think he wouldn't have been scared of a fight. And perhaps maybe he would have worked for Chartwell's. Like he had a culinary, I think he was like,
I think
like
he is the culinary or cooking
like
patron saint. Yes.
Yeah. So I think he would just be at the union. Like he'd be wearing all those hats.
I agree with that one. I could see him wearing even like a hat, like the Chef Bozy hat, you know, and just walking around and chilling with people, especially because if a lot of people who sit in like the Phoenix Club, the Cloud Lounges and stuff, those are like, they're regulars. I feel like they're always sitting there. So I feel like he would just be one of those regulars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the part where, so I have a couple more than McKella.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share one more. She's going to share one more. I'll do a couple more.
Yeah. You just know so many saints.
Well, I just got excited about this episode. So thank you for letting me indulge.
Yes, of course. Well, I'm glad I'm learning a bunch about some of these too.
I know.
So.
There's thousands. You'll never learn them all.
I know. It's crazy.
Until heaven, hopefully.
Yes. Yes. So true.
Okay. John the Baptist. So there's this weird like fountain. It's called the Lenfesti Court outside of the Mac Winter Garden with those big windows. But then there's like that weird fountain that for most of the time we're in school, it's too cold. So they stop the fountain. But in summer, it's beautiful and it's running.
Very pretty.
He would have been like sitting on the little bricks outside of it waiting to do baptisms.
Yes.
I don't know. That's probably the best place to, it just would have been easy, like going to that nice little fountain.
That's a good point. Because I can only think of that one. And then they have like little ponds around like the woods and stuff, the golf course. But that's about it.
Yeah.
So I think that would be good there too.
It'd be a good spot.
It would be a perfect spot because it's really pretty. And then they got benches out there.
Right.
Do you know that I swear they had fish in there at one point.
I believe it, but I bet it's just too much to have to take the fish in and out because they have to empty it so it doesn't freeze in winter. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Bring back the fish.
Bring back the fish.
So that St. Peter can go.
Yes, and St. Peter could come by and hang out with John the Baptist.
Yes, dude, that'd be so fun.
That would be, wow. I think that would be a popular spot. I could also just see like John the Baptist being, I don't know, I said earlier that he would be wearing like his Jesus sandals, walking around and then kind of having like a 70s hippie, like cool guy vibe. He'd just be welcoming everyone out there. All the fellow teachers.
John the Baptist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All the teachers and professors that are in Mac there too, like the communication professors. And then I know Psych is there too, so I think they would all come down just to pick his brain and talk.
I think so. It would be good dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I do have one more. It's just, well, not just, but Saint Takiri. Oh, no. Okay.
Do you want me to correct you or do you want me to?
No, Saint Kateri Tekakwitha.
Hey,
okay, I got it.
Hey.
I think I actually did a report about her back in the day in like the 3rd grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive it was her. But she was one of my favorites back in the day. She's not my patron saint though, but I do think, I didn't know where to put her on campus, but I feel like her presence would be definitely known. I think she would be in the woods and probably just like walking around with St. Anthony over there. But I know you said Joan of Arc is over there too, so I don't know. But I think she would be.
Well, I think Joan of Arc would just, based off of the fact that she was just doing her thing, even though people thought she was crazy, we can maybe say that Joan of Arc would have been anywhere. Just kind of doing like maybe a private room in the library.
Yeah.
A random corner of like Rose Hall studying at 10 p.m.
Yes. Oh, Rose Hall too.
You know what I'm saying?
I could see her over there.
Wait. She would have been that 2nd floor lounge where there's blue shade carpet and the fancy lights. Yes. I love it. It's so weird.
That one is really weird. It's like a weird vibe happening.
But I love it.
It's very historically.
Maybe that's why I like Joan of Arc. Sorry.
I could also see her riding through on a horse and just in her full knight armor, you know, and her sword and shield. And I think that'd be pretty cool.
Oh.
But yeah, I think they would be hanging out together. But
yeah.
She's a pretty cool girl.
Right, because I could see them both kind of being like oddballs, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
In the wild. Probably, honestly, too, with the geese. We got to talk about the geese for a second, too. I think she'd probably be trying to, like...
She would have been a whisperer.
Yeah, she would be whispering with the geese and probably, honestly, helping the students not get attacked by them.
Right.
Because they are out for blood on campus. That's all I'm saying.
No, they are. St. Francis, to kind of jump ahead here, actually, St. Francis of Assisi would have been not jealous, but he would have been very impressed, perhaps, maybe. Like, wow, this girl's a whisperer, so am I, you know? Mm-hmm. I put St. Francis of Assisi on here. He would have been, I thought, stationed by like the main entrance, the base settlement entrance. That's where some of the most animals are. Like, there's been multiple times there's just like 5 deer at the main entrance.
Oh my.
Or at the base settlement entrance, like some weird little creature like scurries across. There's lots of wildlife. So he obviously would have loved UWGB's campus. And he would have been searching for all of them.
Yes.
But, all right, I'm going to go in another one here. St. Monica, who, if you didn't know, is St. Augustine's mom.
Wait, really?
Yes, I have learned about this in the last couple of years. And she would have, okay, this is funny. I was doing all this researching because she would have been a rosary warrior, like walking around campus, praying for everyone's conversion. Because she's known for praying for, she prayed for St. Augustine's conversion and her husband for 15 years. And then they finally kind of converted or reverted. So she would have been walking around campus trying to save these souls. But I did think it was really funny because it would not have been historically accurate for her to have been praying the rosary because it was not developed into what it is now until the 12th or 15th, between the 12th and 15th centuries. Wait,
that's a good point. Why have I not thought about that before?
Yeah.
So I just always thought the rosary was a thing, but it honestly hasn't.
Yeah. Maybe another episode perhaps. Yeah. I don't even know the whole story. I know bits and pieces of it, how it developed. I think at one point it was praying the Psalms. It was then when it became the Hail Marys, it was a lot more of them. And then now it's kind of what we have. But I think they're different apparitions. And yeah. But St. Monica, I'm sure she would have loved it had she been around when the rosary was around.
Oh
she would have been a little grandma praying the rosary.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
On campus for all the students.
I would just go on a walk at 3 p.m., go see where St. Monica is.
I know. Where's she
probably have a little shawl on, walking around with her
yeah.
rosary.
She'd have little pastries too.
Oh my goodness. And grandma snacks, the cookies or... I think, too, she would probably, she would make it happen. She would come out for the walk to Mary.
Yeah.
22 miles.
And
I think she'd come out and she would do the whole thing.
She'd struggle the least, probably. She'd be like...
Yeah, she'd be like...
so humble.
She'd be like, guys, your knees stop working. Your feet, come on. We're walking to Mary. Get your act together. She'd be amazing.
Yeah. Okay, just a couple more. St. Albert the Great. I didn't know much about him, but he's kind of like a sciencey guy. So he would have been on that one weird rocking chair recliner. Not sure if you found this. It's on 4th floor of Lab Sciences, looking out this window into Lab Sciences parking lot. It was a weird spot I found my freshman year, and I liked to do my human anatomy homework there. Wow. And then a couple other times when I had to crank out homework, I would go there and just rock in this chair. So I think he would have been there.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I'm kind of a fake fan. I don't know much about him. So
I honestly don't know much about him either. Is this rocking chair a wooden rocking chair?
No, it's a nice, kind of lazy, a recliner rocking chair where it's got the nice cushion.
Wait, is this the Packer one? No, that's in the library.
In the library, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you have to go back and find it at some point. 4th floor, kind of where a lot of the professors or certain anatomy, human biology professors have offices. It's kind of where those hallways get narrow. 4th floor. So you probably don't even go up there much, but.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been in.
Yeah, you have to go find it when the new library is built.
Yeah,
RIP.
if they move it. Yeah.
Okay, one last one, and maybe actually 2, and this is fitting because they were canonized not too long ago. So Saint Pier Giorgio Frassati, which I love that name.
It's a very nice name.
So cool. He would have been disc golfing on the disc golf course. Our campus has, also RIP, used to be a golf course. Now it's a disc golf course and a cross-country course.
Yes.
But I'm glad it's still getting use.
Yes.
He would have been there. He was kind of your crunchy guy, if you've ever heard that term. The hiking, Patagonia.
Yes. I was just going to say that one too.
Almonds.
Granola bars, making his own granola.
Yeah. He would have been, to the heights, I think was his phrase. So he would have been going on the UREC trips too at the UREC Center over there.
Yeah. He'd be kayaking, canoeing, rock climbing.
Yeah.
I could also see him because you said to the heights. I could see him the chancellor, does the "Together We Rise," with the Phoenix, and he does the arm sway.
Yes.
Or I don't. It looks like he's throwing a frisbee sideways, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's been a new thing now with the chancellor and being at GB and
Yeah.
a model, I guess. But I could see
To the
him
heights,
being a
raise your
good,
hand.
yeah, to the heights with
Rise,
Phoenix
yeah.
in the
Right.
background or something.
He should be the patron.
Marketing, yeah.
Yeah. Him and St. Anthony and St. Francis Xavier, all patron saints
Ooh.
of UWGB.
That would be awesome.
Not that this has been officially declared, but
No, but that is a great idea.
right. You like that?
Yeah, that was a good idea. Okay, I do have one I thought of earlier, and I don't know why I didn't put him down earlier too. But okay, it's Carlo Acutis.
I think so.
So it's not Carlos. No, it's Carlo. Acutis.
Carlo.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Him. I think honestly, he'd probably be in the esports lounge too.
Yeah.
That is a good one. He
Actually,
would be
yeah, he
there
would.
because of all the electronics and just gaming and stuff. Because
Yeah.
he's a recent saint now, and he's like the first millennial saint. You said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of known for like what he put together, like a database
Yeah,
of
like
Eucharistic
technology.
miracles.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is super cool.
I think that's wow.
But I think it was cool because he was also very, from what I hear, and I didn't know this at first,
Mm-hmm.
he was very structured with how he used his time online and like digitally. Like he wasn't just on it all the time like people maybe have thought.
That's a good point.
He was very like, I don't even know if I may have heard like 1 hour per week, a couple hours per week.
Yeah.
He was very, he was strict with it so that he
He'd
was
be a good inspiration for students on campus.
Yeah,
'cause
like
I feel like so many of us are just, you're trying to do homework, but yet you get distracted with technology, your phone, TikTok,
right.
scrolling online and watching TV, binging Netflix. So I think he would be a good,
Reels.
relatable person to college
Yeah.
students.
Right.
Yeah.
He would. And so we should all ask for his intercession.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
that was fun.
That was cool, actually. If you think of any others, guys, let us know.
Yes, please let us know. I need to dive more into the Saints. That is one thing I'm striving, maybe this post-grad life too,
Yeah.
to dive more into them. Yeah. I don't know.
I found a book at a used bookstore when I was visiting my sister in North Carolina, and it was like a book about saints and doctors of the church. So that's
Ooh.
how I'm going to try to read up a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always
That's
more learning
good.
to do.
I know doing this, I had to pull out my little childhood saint book and just trying to get some ideas with some of the saints, their names and stuff. But it was like a really brief overview of their life and
Sure.
kind of what they're known for and if they're martyred and stuff. So it didn't help me in the aspect of trying to learn a little bit more about them
Right.
and stuff. But yeah, it was still helpful. So I need to find a book now. So maybe I'll have to check that one out or just learn more. I know, honestly, too, I said earlier that I've been learning more about St. Teresa Lisieux. Father Kevin, our priest on campus, he actually on our way, I think back from Seek, we were listening to the podcast of it. And yeah, like
he
the
loves her.
autobiography of it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not podcast, sorry. Autobiography of her.
Yes.
And it was very fascinating. It was amazing.
She's
Her
very-
story is wild.
Didn't she die at like 24?
Yeah, I think she was young. I know she had like 9 siblings, and then 4 of them I think passed away when they were babies, and then 5 of them, I think they're all girls, and they all became nuns. And then she became a nun really young. I know she was really young, and she was asking the Pope to become a sister, and she went over there with her father, and then I think her parents are saints too. So
Right. I just don't
she has
know
an
their
interesting
names.
background. And then I think on the day, I don't know, I'm going to be so wrong, but maybe, so you might have to look this up, but I think I was told on the day of her, what's the day when, like, it's called when they become a
Canonization day?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not canonization, because
No?
that's when they become a saint, right?
Yeah, that's that. What are you asking?
When
I'm so
they become
sorry.
like a sister, when they take their vows, what that day is
final
called.
vows?
Yeah, final vows. Yeah.
Sorry, I jumped the
think
gun.
It started to snow or there was some sign where she asked like, "Oh, it will snow," and then it did. And I don't know, there was a really cool story behind it. Now I'm botching it, but you need to go look it up. She's very fascinating.
Yeah.
Her story just mind boggles me. I don't know. She's amazing. She was so young too. So
Right.
yes.
Yeah, she's part of the 24 club. I think that's the thing. Of
24
like
club?
saints who've died at the age of 24. So
Whoa.
you're supposed to fear that age. Just kidding. But it's the thing. Like several saints have died at the age of 24.
Wow. I am
Anyway, we're close.
22 now,
Yeah,
and
we're getting there.
which I was thinking earlier too, as a good advice. I think I don't know who told me it, but I've also tried to just live by this. But someone told me like you should live or try to strive, which we all try to do, I suppose. But try to strive to live like a saint or become a saint, and that's just what you want to do in life.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
If we get to
ultimate
heaven, we're
goal.
a saint.
Yeah. So I try to do that every day. Sometimes some days are harder than most, but
Yeah.
it's still exciting how so many of these became saints. Just wow.
Everyone's got a different story.
I know. That's
exciting.
amazing, too, that I feel like we could take that from the saints, too. Like,
Yeah.
not every story is the same.
Right.
So that's pretty inspirational.
Is that your official advice?
Oh, no. I do
always
have
give
a different advice.
We always give advice at the end of the show. So she started sharing some advice.
Some advice, yes. I have a different advice. It's actually, well, I guess it's kind of on the same page, but it's just to listen to the saints more, even maybe pray to them more. I personally wish I learned a bit about them more growing up, and even now I want to dive deeper into them, because even when I was picking like my confirmation saint, I kind of like knew what I wanted to do and knew of some of my favorites, but I also feel like looking back now, I wish I dove a little bit more into each saint's story and try to pray a bit more about which one calls to me more, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's epic. My advice is, if you are struggling with something, find a saint who had a similar struggle and ask for their intercession.
Ooh.
Yeah. Obviously,
That's
we
solid.
just talked about how many different ones and with different stories and different struggles, and we can ask for their intercession.
Yeah.
With help, for anything, any struggle we're going through.
They're there.
Yeah,
They're watching
they're
over
there for
us.
All right.
Yes.
Well, our last thing, which I apparently forgot to do last time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we failed you guys as listeners.
So we're going to, as many of the saints would say, we're going to pray without ceasing, which means we're going to pray now and end the show. Pray without ceasing. That's my other advice, which it's not from me. You know, I can't claim that, but pray without ceasing. So here we go. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord Jesus, we just thank you for this opportunity to talk on our podcast, to have a podcast, to be in this beautiful studio that we've been given the honor to be a part of and to even kind of help put together and build. We just thank you for giving us the time to talk about our faith and share it with others. We just ask for the intercession of all the saints, the ones we've talked about and the ones we did not. And we just ask for prayers for all students at UWGB and the continued conversion of the whole campus. And we ask this all in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Well, that was great.
Oh, good stuff.
That was good stuff.
I I like to pray impromptu. Is that the word? You know, just let it flow.
You gotta come off your mind.
Exactly.
You can't pray, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and you can write some, but it's like, it's nice to
that's very true.
It's also nice to just speak
whatever
from the heart.
comes from the heart. Yes. You should always, I was gonna say earlier, you should always end with prayer. I feel like that should be our motto.
It should be. Well, that's a wrap, everyone. Thank you for listening, and we will see you
next week.
We won't see you. You'll hear us next time.
Yeah, you won't ever see us. Well, maybe not. Don't never say never.
Never say never. There might be camera capabilities here.
Yes, never know. Maybe we'll just surprise y'all one day with our faces.
Yeah.
Mysteriously. You're just
here
listening to us. But with that note.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.